SEC, the Missouri Tigers. Taking on another team from the SEC, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Mississippi State about to boot it away as we start the festivities. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tigers offense will have the ball first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Ready to fire from the pistol. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. SEC, the Missouri Tigers. Taking on another team from the SEC, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The give to the back. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. Missouri gets to the line quickly.
Well, here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse.
Turning it on! And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Tigers!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And they did tack on the extra point. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Mississippi State's offense will go to work for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. Might as well give it to him again. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
The Bulldogs just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. They'll move the tight end. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Quarterback empties his backfield. From the gun. Got his man. Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Back to pass. Got his man. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
And this guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. Gives it on the option. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that first down. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle is Robinson. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
You know, one of the areas that separate good offensive coordinators from great ones is how efficient their offenses are on third down passing plays. That was the perfect call at the perfect time and obviously executed well.
He'll pull it on the read. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
When you're a defensive guy and you want to fire in, you want to go hit the quarterback, but you know if I fire in, he's just going to give the football up. You got to be patient. You got to understand what your responsibility is. Then you see when he keeps the football, you got to go tag him. The problem is
the sneak scores it.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And the point after is good. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Mizz has it back on the offense coming out on the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Moncrief. Breaks into the open. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at, they're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on first down. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They go right back to it. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a bomb.
And the quarterback will take a sack back in the 36.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. First play of the drive comes from the 22. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
And the Bulldogs, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Tight end now in motion. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Quarterback making adjustments. Wants to fire on second down. It's picked off, and that's number 10. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Looking downfield on first down. Get it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. And he picks up enough for the first down. We'll see if they get another snap here in the first quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Wants to throw on first down. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back. So now it's second and long. Handoff to the single back. Shakes off the defender.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
The Tigers will hustle to the line. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Oh, and they corral the ball so they avoid the turnover, but man, did they lose a chunk of yardage.
Great job by the defense forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
Never a doubt. And with that, they've taken the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big CUSA matchup for you. UTEP packed a wallop today, and in many ways it felt like it packed Miners Nation with them, too. This was supposed to be a road test, and instead it felt like a walk through the park in El Paso. A busy day in CUSA, and an outcome that figures to shuffle the deck there as we send it back to you.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Back to pass on second down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. It's caught. Here he goes. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk, have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, the communication was busted.
They say it's still a game of field position, and that last one just flipped this baby. They've got it 1st and 10 in the red zone. He'll do it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Quarterback on the keeper. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
Snap to the back. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short game. Missouri wants to go fast. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, they're after him. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Let's see what he can do with it. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around. Gives it on the option. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. The offense changing the play. They'll try to get the edge on the left. Turning it on! Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down.
And there's really no secret to it, David. When this guy's running well, this offense is so hard to stop.
It opens up everything, and he's having a great day, showing you a little bit of everything, and this offense has got it rolling on the ground.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. The give to the back. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
Well, the defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard, you're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum, cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the third quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. Lost one deep down the right side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. So Missouri will have to punt it away. He'll take it on the return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Toss to the left. Find some fresh air.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
There he goes. Past the 10, and he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Mississippi State. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Men, if nothing else, a notable first half so far in Starkville. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Davis-Wade Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Missouri will kick it off to open this second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
He might want another play. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Intercepted for the 11th time. Bringing it back. He finally goes out of bounds after the explosive play, but now the question is, did the official see something to bring it back? That is a tough one to take. They had the interception, but it's taken away by the pass interference penalty. A costly penalty for this defense gives them a 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Breaks into the open. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
The give to the left. This time they stop him in the backfield, and that has been a rare sight in this game tonight.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Mississippi State! And the beatdown has ensued.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Mizz has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. He wastes no time and comes out throwing quickly to the tight end.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
That's caught. It's Moncrief. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Rush coming in high, and they got him at the 29.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Tigers have this offense rolling. They want to run it left here. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. 6th play of the drive coming up. The give. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Hauls it in. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. Mizz coming out with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Complete. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. They want to throw it. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
Under fire. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Yeah, in this part of the field, man, those windows shrink, and it's hard as a quarterback sometimes to really force yourself to throw the football. You're sitting in a good spot in second and goal. Just throw that thing away. Don't take the sack and put you in a bad situation.
Grab behind the line. It's Moncrief. And the defense knocks him down immediately behind the line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. He splits the uprights. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Two teams inside the Big 12 squaring off today, and it's now a final. Here's a quick recap. BYU was all gas and no brakes in one of the more convincing wins we'll see this week. The type of performance Robbie Bosco and company delivered in their national championship season of 1984. Fun one in the Big 12, man. They generally are, as the teams there continue to jockey for pole position.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Going to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given him some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Finds his man. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. They'll leave it with him. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Wants to go up top. Got his man. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was... to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48.
Here we go.
Rides the back and leaves it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play.
Here we go.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Got a man. It's Barkinson. He's brought down to the 49. That is well short of the first down.
Fourth down coming up.
So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
Yeah, and David, you just wonder at this point, is it just too little too late? This is one of their best playmakers offensively, but they just haven't been able to get him going in this game. Big reason why they're losing.
Yeah, and the defense has done a great job understanding that. I got to take that guy away. That's priority number one. Understanding late in the game now, up by multiple scores. I'm playing my defense a little bit different. Can't give up the big plays. Time is on my side.
Going to swing it on second down. And the quarterback will be slowed down back at the 43. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
It's always so hard for offensive coordinators to adjust their game plan. When you lose your starting quarterback, now you got your backup in. A lot of times there's so much cautiousness, and you just don't want to run him that much, or you don't feel comfortable with the whole playbook, and you can see it there, and you can see the cautiousness, the hesitation led to a sack.
Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
The offense couldn't get the snap in time, and it'll cost them.
On the double.
They'll go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Okay.
Offense in a bunch formation. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
This was my favorite time to be a defensive lineman, man. You get up big, late in the game, you know it's past. You're just teeing off on the quarterback, the defensive back.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it along the sideline. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. How about that one? 4th and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the first down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The Tigers racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback.
And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Grabbed over the middle, it's Davis. He is not going to get there. Stop short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. Touchdown, Missouri! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
The one thing you know about this offense, they're going to keep fighting, right? They're down on the scoreboard right now, but they're trying everything they can. Nice job there, finding a way to score that touchdown. And listen, we've seen crazier things happen before in college football. This thing ain't over until there's zeros on the clock.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but better job by the hands team falling on the football.
Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop you.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Wide receiver comes in motion. Back has it. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Gets drilled as he throws. The big pressure on 4th down, and they'll get it back. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Bunch formation for these receivers. To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. To the air on second down. He's taking the deep shot. Grabs it inside the 10. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. He's looking to pass. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
Man, the offense, they can taste it. They're on the road in a hostile environment in a 2-minute situation. They're trying to rip this game away from the home team. They take a shot into the end zone, being aggressive. I love.
Makes the catch, converts on 4th down, is still on his feet. And he's got it for a touchdown, so hold on a second. They're not dead yet. In fact, they're suddenly feeling much better.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays. Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
He'll start this drive firing. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but it's only by 1 possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making, and that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation.
And just not enough field to hold that one. It's incomplete. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. And they needed a little more room to work with as that one sails out of bounds. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And that's a play the quarterback would love to have back. Late in the game, trailing by only 1 possession on 4th down. It looked like there was a window to put that football in, to get the catch, keep the...
Oh, he's got some space. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. After the stumble earlier this year, a lot of people wrote this team off. People might be searching for spots on the bandwagon again now.
Yeah, give this coaching staff a lot of credit too, Reese, because they made a few tweaks and adjustments schematically to their personnel as well, and they've really now seemed to find a nice rhythm.
And it's hard to find that early in the season, but the good teams figure out who they are, what they do well, and you can tell they're starting to get in the groove, figure out who does what well, and maximize that and accentuate that.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.